You're listening to Sorry for Asking.
Sorry for asking. I'm Cole Connor.
And I'm Adam Ramzi. This is where we talk shop, ask questions,
Tell stories and laugh some laughs about being creators.
as well as consumers of adult content we love watching too.
We certainly do. We also discuss the impact adult films have had on us
On our guests.
and on the LGBTQ community.
So strap on and strap in.
And here we go. Oh, wow.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
What's
How's
going
it going,
on?
everybody? I'm Adam Ramzi.
I'm Cole Connor.
Welcome to Sorry for Asking, the podcast you come to hear more and more about gay adult films and film
And porn
content
stars
creators and
you
just a
know.
bunch of stuff about, being gay sluts, which is like
Dicks and holes.
one of my favorite things to be.
I'm in the wrong place.
No, you're doing great. Yeah. Spoiler alert, everybody. We have a special guest today. Before we get to that, how are you, Cole?
I
just want to check in real quick.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good. I feel summery and
Yes.
tan.
You
and,
look very summery.
I feel like my body is doing the right thing lately.
Oh, I love that. Yes, me too.
So
Yeah,
It's in a good
I
body
feel
space.
I have a little bit of a sheen right now because I rushed over here from a photo shoot downtown where I was covered in baby oil. And yeah,
love
it's-
that feeling.
Yeah, yes, me too. Yeah, just like oily all over. But anyway, most importantly, we do have a very special guest today. Someone who I've been a fan of for a little while, but I feel like I've only really gotten to know recently. And
He also shares
please.
my birthday.
oh my gosh, yes, we're going to talk about that in a moment. But first, let's introduce Brogan. Hi, Brogan. Welcome to the show.
Hide your arm.
Yeah.
I always have some random injury.
You do.
Yeah, what happened?
Since I moved to LA, I've had the worst medical ever. I've been,
Yeah?
I've been in the hospital 4 times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I feel like I've noticed that. What the hell? What happened to your arm?
I got a new tattoo and it got infected.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no fun.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It's literally
I feel like maybe
I think it's from Cole.
it's
Yes.
from me.
I filmed.
Yes.
I filmed with Cole
We've-
2 days after I got it.
Uh-huh.
I blame him.
So, when you go elbow deep, you have to cover it up with
I know.
something.
I know.
Because I know how much Cole loves
I
that.
should have used some lube.
the J lube.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh my gosh, the antibacterial J lube.
Yeah. Something. Yeah. Second skin, a little bit of bandaging. Well, sorry to hear that. What was it of? I feel like I did see it when you got
It's a
it.
lighthouse. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It is really beautiful.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking at it every day. And I'm like, okay, it's getting closer to being good again.
Oh, no.
We're good. We're good.
Well,
I was terrified it was going to ruin it, but no, we're good.
don't be afraid of that mic getting close to your mouth. I know you're not afraid of bringing things close to the mouth.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. Ooh, ASMR me. Oof, you better stop with that.
I
fucking
know.
face. Damn
He's
it.
so sexy. I'm like, so we recently on our birthday
Yes.
we went to gym class Thursday.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there. I had a friend visiting me, Ryan Landers. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
He's a listener, and he was visiting me, and I had something to do the next day, and I was like not really wanting to be out late that night. But I'm like standing by the door. Brogan walks in with this box, and he's like, "Hey, happy birthday! Do you want to eat this cake off of Emil's ass at midnight?"
There we go. Photo.
Yeah.
We have a photo. We have a very messy photo up right now for those of you who are listening and
Messy.
not watching.
And I was like, I wasn't gonna stick around for midnight, but I guess I have to now. So
Yeah.
I did, and it was great.
Yeah, Brogan had this idea. Tell us about this idea.
I just wanted to, well, first of all, like Emil has probably my favorite butt and specifically lower back.
Yes, Emil Jameson, for those of you who don't know, has quite a very specific way he arches his back.
I feel like he probably thinks I'm a big old creep because I talk about it way too often. But I just think he's one of the most beautiful humans ever. And I was like, for my birthday, I was like, I texted you. I was like, who are the Go-Go's at gym class on Thursday? And he said Emil was one of them. I'm like, okay, do you think he'd let me eat my birthday cake off his ass at midnight? But you didn't tell him. I checked with you first about if I could just like rub my face in it.
I guess I forgot to mention that detail.
And so apparently that was a surprise to him. I was like, oh, thanks for being a good sport.
Yeah. We have a whole video of it. It's on the gym class Instagram. I think it's on your Instagram. It's all of our Instagrams.
Mine got taken down real quick.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. They snatched mine down real quick and reported me.
Oh.
So annoying. Instagram is so annoying.
Well, I guess
putting your face in his butt.
I guess if you really look closely, it does go pretty deep in there.
I can't help it.
But yes, yeah. Emil was a good sport. He was basically your cake shelf, and you guys like did a cute little moment where you fed each other cake, and you wasted no time and dove your face right in there. And it was really funny because I was, in host mode. So first I was so shocked. I'm the one filming it, and I'm just screaming like I can't believe what's happening. And then I realized, oh shit, we need to clean this up immediately. And Dejano was like the next dancer, and Dejano, like, he sometimes like he gets like a little fussy, and he kind of looked at the box when it was his time to get up, and he was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like,
he looked at me. He looked at me. He goes, "I hate you."
Yeah.
And I gave him a big tip, and I was like, "Here's for the lost 30 seconds that you didn't
right.
on the box."
And like, it was a little slippery up there too.
Also, we're sitting there, cake all over our faces and our like chests, on our hands, everywhere,
and Emil's entire backside.
And I think Emil had gotten down, and walked off to go clean himself up, but like 3 of you guys run over, 3 or 4 of you with all these fucking towels.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, and I like reach out. All the towels go on the box. Just cleaning up the box.
Yes.
We're standing there like, no.
I've never run so fast around that place in my life because I had to like run, get towels. I realized I didn't have enough. We had to scoop some of the cake into a towel. I ran back to get one for you, took you all into the kitchen, ran the hot water, ran back to clean it up some more with a spray bottle. It was fun. It was honestly such a good idea.
It was fun. I'm surprised that bar lets me come back as often as I do. I feel like
I feel
like I'm always pulling some bullshit.
Oh my god! Please, no, you're the best.
But it's the only bar I really go to.
and we had so much fun that entire weekend. Like I feel like we were together for like all of it.
Yeah, because then you had your event.
Axis was
Saturday,
2 days later.
Oh, yeah.
Hot dog was the day after that. It was a riot. We had a great birthday weekend.
A great birthday weekend.
Yes,
together.
birthday buddy.
You didn't make it to my gangbang, but
I didn't make it to
next time.
Next year we're gonna do a joint.
Yeah.
Joint
gangbang? Does that mean you're both going to be taking?
Yes. We're going to be gangbang buddies.
Ooh.
Gangbang birthday buddy bros.
I'm just going to go ahead and...
Next to each other or head to head?
I'm sure we can do
How about all of the
above?
Yes.
It's going to be twice as long as my 41-minute
on top.
one this year.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say, if I'm in town, I'm inviting myself to that one.
You're
please.
there.
Yes, please. We need you there with the rags to clean up again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that my role?
Yes.
You know what? Gladly.
How
about that?
He's on cum rag duty.
I'll be on cum rag duty as long as I, get to poke it in once or twice to each of you.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, we're here because we are curious about your life and your foray into this industry. I feel like when I met you, it was like right during the pandemic era, and you
might have been my first collab after I moved to LA.
If
not the first, you were like
I was early,
one of the first.
Because you were more of like an Instagram presence at first, right?
Yeah, I was just on Instagram, and I had like a day job living in New York and everything, and then COVID hit. I mean, I was like go-go dancing and stripping and stuff like that in New York, so I had like some like my toe dipped into sex work, right? But I wasn't like filming anything. I love to film things for myself.
Yeah.
I had plenty of content, and that was great when OnlyFans still let you post like anonymous content of other people without tagging them.
Sure.
That all got pulled down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when COVID happened, I like lost my day job because of that, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
what's a kid gonna do? I guess I'm gonna, spend 4 months in Connecticut making porn in my bedroom until.
What's in Connecticut?
Just like some friends who hosted. They hosted like our little like COVID pod out at their house.
Oh.
Yeah, so everyone else was like on Zoom meetings throughout like the house, and I was just in my bedroom like stroking my dick all day. And
Wow.
talking to people.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go work too, guys.
So is that when you started the OnlyFans journey?
Yeah, I think I had one that I just started before COVID hit.
Okay.
But I like didn't show face. It wasn't sex.
Yeah.
It was like the nude photo shoots I had done and stuff
Sure.
that I couldn't post on Instagram. But that's when I was just like,
Yeah.
all right, we're doing it.
Yeah. So was your start with OnlyFans kind of timed similarly to your move to Los Angeles?
Yeah, I moved here in like the end of May 2020.
Okay.
So like I started during the lockdown, and then when my lease was up, I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I just moved to LA, and
I remember you had like when I started in October, you already had gotten pretty big.
yeah, when I launched my OnlyFans, it was pretty successful right away. It was also, I think, this is a strange thing to tie together, but I had just filmed a video with Doja Cat for Cosmopolitan magazine, where she
shit.
like, for their YouTube channel, where I like ask her questions and she paints a painting of me.
What?
It's really funny, and it's still one of like my favorite things I've
Oh my
done.
God, I gotta look this
but
up.
that released like the same week or within a couple of weeks of me launching my OnlyFans.
Well, that
so like
helps.
Doja and Cosmo had posted it, and all these people were then going to my Instagram, and I had 50,000 new Instagram followers in that like couple of weeks right when I launched. And so I was like, oh, this is a nice little.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that must
That is a marketing ploy if I've ever heard one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Thanks,
that.
Doja.
Wow.
Thanks, Cosmo.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So it was just good. It was good timing.
What's the
and-
picture that she drew of you look like?
Oh, it's.
Where can we see it?
You can find it. Go to YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still
I'm
on-
definitely looking
Just
at
we
search
gotta
like
post
Doja.
that.
Doja paints a naked model or something. It's still on there. I
Doing
still,
it.
whenever it makes the rounds on Twitter, I still get all of these women who are like, "Oh my gosh, who's that model?" Then someone comments and they find it. They're like, "He's gay. He does
He's
porn.
gay."
Oh my god."
Wow.
Yeah, they freak out.
Yeah, I think when I first met you, it might have been like right when you moved to LA, and there was a park day at Pan Pacific with Boomer Banks and Cameron Michaels.
Oh yeah.
And I remember you showed up and be like, "Oh, that's that guy Brogan. Oh my God." And I was like, "Yeah." Oh, look at this!
Look at that.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, we are looking at a photo of Brogan with that signature smile and Doja Cat. That's so cute.
Yeah, that was
That was really cute.
She's so great.
Yeah, nice.
So,
Cool.
what can you tell us about? I assume that you watch porn.
I do.
Do you?
The porn I watch has changed since I started making
Okay,
porn.
so like
Oh,
so what were your first introductions to porn, and what kind of genre would it have been?
Oh God.
You mean when he was younger? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when you were first,
Like when you first started.
when you were first finding porn.
like super sketchy files on LimeWire where you couldn't even see a preview. You just saw a name of what, like a description of what it was.
Yeah.
And then I had to tell my stepdad, like, the computer has a bunch of viruses. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, LimeWire was
Meanwhile,
like
my
dangerous.
crusty cum-filled sock is under the desk or something like that.
Oh, you were a sock. You were.
I was
Wait.
like a dick in the sock person.
Dick in the
Wow.
sock.
I, like,
and
did it
reuse the same sock.
Yeah, because I like hit it. I was so like I was
Oh
also
my
I was in
God.
conversion
Oh my
therapy.
God.
So I
How
was
many
like,
times did you
I was
use
like
the sock before you watched it?
I don't know. I wasn't counting. I wasn't like tally marking the sock.
What was the thing
It's
that
not
you were like, okay, I can't use this anymore until it's washed?
I don't know.
What was the tell?
But I was like,
God.
I was like really secretive.
When it was
'cause
solid.
I was supposed to be like straight. I was in conversion therapy. So like when I came home, I was like, no one can know that I'm watching gay porn and jacking off.
Okay,
And so
okay.
I literally had like one sock that I just like. I was easier to hide the one than like to have like rags or all over my clothes or something.
Wait, this is fascinating to me. Can we go back a little bit? Where were you born? Where were you raised?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, in, like,
what
Twin
part?
Cities.
Twin Cities.
Yeah.
AKA Minneapolis, St. Paul. Okay,
Same
all right.
cities.
So was it like a religious background?
Yeah.
What kind, if I may ask?
My dad's like a non-denominational Christian.
Okay.
But, He's a little wackadoo.
Okay. All right. Did you know that you were into guys at an early age? I mean, conversion therapy sounds a little serious, and I'm curious just what led to that.
So this guy named Brian Moore took me to a drive-in movie, and we made out in the back of his pickup truck, and he gave me a hickey when I was like 14 or 15 years old.
How old was he?
Like the same age.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then my sister like would not stop bugging me about like what girl gave me a hickey. And I was like, I can't tell you. She would be alone, like locked in her car driving me somewhere. She wouldn't let it go.
Whoa.
She's like, why won't you tell me? Finally, I was just like, because it's from a guy and his name was Brian and I'm gay. Or like, I think I said bye at that point, whatever. So she's like, I need to go to therapy. I can't handle this. So she tells my dad that she needs to go to therapy to like work on issues with our mom. But really it's because her brother's gay. And she comes home with all these like pamphlets that are super supportive about like how to come out to your parents and And I'm like, well, I'm not doing this. So I hide them like in my dresser drawer. And my dad went to like grab me a pair of sweatpants for hockey practice. And he like found all of my like come out to your parents pamphlets. And so, yeah.
Was he mad? Were you punished? Or was he more like, let's talk about this?
No, there was no talking. There was no choice in the matter. Yeah.
So he made the decision for you that conversion
I think it was like
therapy.
him and my stepmom. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how fast did it happen that you like get in the car? We're going to camp.
I don't remember. It was like I went like 2 or 3 times a week. I went.
That's a lot.
Oh, it wasn't like, an overnight.
I had like individual sessions, and then there was like group sessions, but then also it was like youth group at this night and church these 2 days or whatever. So I was in like a religious something like every day of the week, basically.
What was that?
I'd had my cell phone taken away. They took my computer away. Like, so I couldn't like, because then my dad found my MySpace where I was like chatting with gay guys on MySpace.
Oh my God.
So invasive.
Jesus.
like hi, privacy, please.
My dad's a cop, so he's like full investigation.
Yeah, wow. It's like,
I mean, we laugh about it, but like I feel like we keep hearing stories like this. This is still so common.
I know, and it's so triggering.
Yeah. So, like, your memory of it doesn't seem very traumatized. Like,
there are definitely things that I would categorize as like one type of like abuse or another that happened. They're not like physically abusive.
Emotional abuse.
Yeah, but like emotional abuse.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's just things where I'm like, oh, you're so creepy. Like the guy who ran it was this guy named Nate, and he had this like, he was so like such a queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say clearly a repressed homosexual, right?
Yeah, and he would like, he had like his wife was this woman who was like pregnant for, I feel like in my memory she was pregnant the whole time, but I was
Bonnie from.
But I was there for like,
from
but I was there for like 3 years. In my mind, she was pregnant the whole time, but that can't be the case.
She was just wearing a fake pregnancy tummy.
But when she made her impression on me, she was pregnant, I guess. And I would like have to go in his office, and she would be on the other side of the door. And one of the things I had to do was like keep a journal of like every sexual like thought or experience I had, either solo or with someone else. And then I would have to read it to him in his office.
Ew.
While we were in there. And he's like,
that alone
so gross.
Sounds like
yeah.
Right? Like he was just jacking off to that shit.
If someone was like, okay, how do you treat my child for this? And he told you, oh, well, yeah, he's going to write down everything he said, everything he thinks sexually, and he's going to read it to me alone in my office. You'd be like, sus.
There was something sus. It was like, but I think back to some of that stuff now, and it's so embarrassing. Like I remember one of the things, for whatever reason, there was like a Lady Gaga music video or something, and there was a hot guy in one of the videos, and like that's what I jacked off to, was like the clip of this hot guy in a Lady Gaga video, and I had to like read that to him, and I always had to have something to share, because if I didn't, he would know I was lying. But I was also like,
oh my God,
I was also like sneaking out of the house and like sleeping with people I met in an AOL chat room, so it was like I was also sharing those stories.
Wait, really?
Yeah, not all of them.
Okay.
But like the ones where I didn't think like someone would go to jail.
So can I'm asking these questions because I've never experienced this myself.
Yeah.
Like, so when you say you were in conversion therapy, was that it? You would go to these meetings and basically share these unclean thoughts you had?
There would be like homework that you have to do and like all these like books you have to read. Sorry, burping.
Classy.
Yeah, it was just like different ways to like brainwash the gay out of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is your memory of that experience like when you think about it now? Is it like were you like just kind of rolling your eyes through it all, or were you like?
No, I think I really gave it an honest shot. Well,
Yes.
sort
Okay.
of.
Okay.
Like mentally, I told myself, like, yeah, I think this can work.
Okay.
But then I was like sleeping with other people in the group.
Did you feel like
In the group.
did it work in the way that like did it make you feel guilty about everything you thought about and did it make you want to fix your homosexuality? Did you want to be straight because of
I think
them?
in the beginning I did, but the more work you do to like not be gay, and then you're still gay, and you're like having experiences where you're even more and more sure that you're gay. Like I was there for like 3 years doing this, and then by the time I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go be in a gay relationship at college. Bye.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Yeah, it ended up being like really like reinforcing my confidence that I have a good grasp of like who I am and what I want. So
Wow. That's kind of a
sort of backfired.
yeah. That's
kinda
kind of like a
great.
blessing in disguise almost.
What a waste of money, though. Dad, you could have paid for my college.
Yeah.
You said you paid this dude to read my smut journal.
So when you were
bought a car. Nice one.
when you were done with this smut journal therapy journey, what was that like?
Title.
Like, were you smut journal therapy? So, like, was it over and you were like, you know what, I'm gay, or were you like,
Oh, yeah, because then I like stopped going to that when I went to college. And
Okay.
I had met a guy on some like online dating site. I was like, I don't even know if I was 18 when I met him. Yeah, it must have been 18 when I met him.
okay,
And that was like 3 weeks before I left for college. I met him for the first time, and then we were in a relationship for 3.5 years while I was at college.
Wow.
So I was pretty gay. I was pretty ready to be gay.
were you like out as well, or was it just kind of like a secret little sexy relationship?
Yeah, no, I was out at college, not necessarily to my parents and
Okay.
like my family, I don't think, but like I remember I joined my fraternity in college, and just it never came up.
Okay,
Like the guy I was dating was a few years older, and so he wasn't in school anymore. He lived in Minneapolis, and I remember like my fraternity had their like homecoming formal, and I just like brought my boyfriend, and they were like, "Wait," they're like, "You never told us you're gay." I'm like, "You didn't ask." Like, I don't know. And then within like the next 3 years, like over half the chapter was gay or something. It was like a bunch of fags in the chapter. I'm just
wow.
like-
So they were just a bunch of dominoes, and you
was
just went.
yeah, it was like
That's
you
great.
guys-
I'm so glad that is your story of conversion therapy and not
Yeah, I feel
the
like
other way
yeah, we've
that
had
it
we've had some
goes.
people come on the show and tell us their conversion therapy stories, and it always was like so like they had to go through this horrible crazy thing.
Well,
like
I think it's interesting too, because I hear those stories from people too, and I'm
Yeah.
connecting with a lot of people who have gone through it. And I think for me, I specifically had like no support at home, but then I had, well, that's not true. My mom, who did not have custody of me, but I would see her every now and then, she was very outspoken. She's like, "You're gay and it's okay," but she wasn't my like primary parent. But I had, my best friend was this girl named Caitlin, and Caitlin was like a Barbie doll. So my dad always thought that like she was my girlfriend. And she was not. And her and her mom were like always like reassuring me, like, no, it's okay. Like, you're gay. Like, I'm so sorry you go through this, but you're gay.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you
think-
had support on
Like
that
a,
side
a
of it.
non-traditional form of it. But yeah, I think that like helped me get through that without being like, marrying a woman and wasting 20 years of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the experience like when your dad finally found out that it was not just a phase?
We
and-
literally didn't talk about it again. I mean, it's the Midwest, it's Minnesota, and my dad is very much like out of sight, out of mind, don't talk about it. We've never had a great relationship.
Okay.
But I remember I went home in like 2019 and was just like, we went to dinner and I was like, we need to talk. And like, you need to hear about like some of these like weird, creepy things that the person you were paying was like doing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he has a very different memory of how conversion therapy started than me. He thought I asked to go.
I bet.
Oh, it's so interesting how we rewrite this story.
Maybe he thought he was like saving you from this fate. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just never talked about it again, but he obviously knew I was gay, especially from like Instagram and everything. But like, he's a cop and he's a politician, so like every time he has an election, there's people who like do background checks and like check all of that family stuff. So I knew that like he knew. We just never talked about it, and now we don't talk at all. So I'm like, okay, great.
okay, all right. Is he still in politics?
I think so, as far as I know. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I remember a family member of mine being like a little like perturbed when he found out that I was doing adult films. Basically was like, well, guess I can't run for office. And I was like, I don't think that's true. My whole thing has always been...
Because you know someone that does porn?
well, yeah. I mean, the thing is like...
Everyone does now. Everyone knows somebody.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, my whole thing has always been like, if you treat it like something to be ashamed of, then you will be shamed for it. And this is for family members too.
I also I think it's really funny when like whether it's someone that I'm like dating or family or talking to, whatever, like gets this idea. They're like, oh, if I'm not responding to a text or something, I must be off doing this like debaucherous life, which like sometimes, yeah, absolutely. Like, I love getting slutty, absolutely. Right. But most often I'm like baking a cake in my kitchen or building
You're not in a
building
ditch
a Lego
somewhere.
set by myself or something.
Right.
And I'm like,
Well, I saw
like, yeah, we do porn, we have a lot of sex, and look, then we also do really normal things that are actually like much more benign and innocent.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm making a steak and roasting some potatoes. What are you doing?
I built 3 Lego sets today before I came here.
What is you do love Legos, and I want to know about this. What is your love of Legos? Where's that from?
Just a sprinkle of autism. Like,
Little spectrum-y.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like it calms me down. But
That's
like,
great.
yeah, I mean, I don't think Cole, I don't think you've been in my apartment since I've really Lego-fied it.
I don't know what apartment I was in when I filmed with you. No, that was Ryan's apartment.
I remember Franklin. The first thing when he tells people about my apartment, he's like, "Yeah, I walked in. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's everything in here is made out of Lego." Because I moved into an apartment that got no natural light and all my plants died. And so I started buying like Lego plants to have the illusion.
That's really cute. That's actually very clever.
Yeah. For a while I had a second bedroom where I hid it away. This is my nerd closet basically. But now I downsized. I don't have that, so it's right behind my sling. My wall of Lego. My wall of Lego is just right behind
the sling. To go to your apartment
for the sling.
One more reason.
For the sling or the Lego.
How about
now,
this?
I guess 2 reasons.
For a business idea, you should sell a line of like adult scenario Legos. Like, wouldn't it be cute to have a sling made of Legos right next to your sling with like some like people fucking in it?
I could build that.
I wonder if Lego would allow that.
You could do it.
Marketing idea.
There's
get on board, Lego.
There's some AI generated images of like leather daddies and bears and subs and all this stuff. Like,
we should do one of you
Lego characters. It's really fun.
You need to be a Lego character. All right, going back to Cole's initial question, though.
What was it?
Your early exposure to adult films. So you said you were on LimeWire. Tell us about some of the stuff you would find.
What would you search?
What are your roots?
I don't remember what I would search, but it was always like super. I always ended up finding like the super vintage, like muscle guys.
Gay stuff, not straight stuff. Okay.
No,
beefcake.
Yeah, and I just remember like the videos that I loved were always ones where like guys had huge cum shots at the end, and that has stayed pretty consistent throughout my interests.
So you mentioned that it's changed now since you create or have become a creator. So what do you search for now when you're?
I mostly even if I'm not participating fully, I mostly watch popper baiting porn because it's often like amateur clips and it's like not people I know.
Right.
Like I don't. Unless it's people I really really enjoy like entirely and find really sexy, but I don't know well enough that they like have friend zoned themselves.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, like watching, especially studio porn, like watching studio porn
with your
that doesn't have people you dislike and doesn't have people you know too well that you can't like and doesn't have people that you.
I know.
It's really tough to just like relax and be like, okay, I'm gonna jack off right now. Like I like amateur stuff now and like popper baiting, like compilation videos or just like POV anonymous stuff.
So when you say popper baiting, are we talking gooning?
Yeah, but I don't always do that. I used to love poppers and I would goon for like hours.
Is it no.
Like
or is
videos?
it watching? It's like. It's the like popper training videos.
Yeah.
So it's not
I've never
actually
heard of
like
this.
it's like where it's like
so now,
take a hit 5, 4.
Yeah, so it gives
3,
it's set to like
2,
it's basically set
1.
to like,
Hold your breath.
It's basically set to like circuit music.
It's just like clips.
Oh, of course
it is.
clips.
It's all these little clips. They're really hot, and then it gives you instructions on when to hit your poppers, how long to inhale for, how long to hold it for.
I've never heard of
And
this.
so I used to love it. Now I usually just watch the video and I don't use the poppers as much. I feel like
Yeah, I've done it before with the poppers because like I don't really like poppers and I don't like to do it when I'm actively hooking up with someone.
Yeah.
So like I would be like, well, I'll try it when I'm like jerking off, and because the clips they'll show in those are usually hot, and like towards the end it's just like come. It's like and like hot.
But it's a lot of videos of guys from like it's a lot of videos of guys from like cam shows, so it's not necessarily like porn.
Yeah.
So it's like
there's a lot of
people I
porn
don't
in it
know that are
too,
like
though.
not from my world and stuff. Yeah.
But their clips are so short. It's
Yeah.
such a mashup of so many clips that like even if you see someone you know, it's over and it's over quickly anyway.
I have like my phone is literally everything I have bookmarked is just different popper rating videos. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I have saved on my Safari.
It's basically like a compilation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to send me your
For
top
like-
5.
I just have like
For
all
like
these,
30
all these like
minutes.
ex-hamster links at the bottom.
What's
That's like
hamster?
the only thing. The only thing I have.
They're more on that because I think they used to be on Pornhub more, but Pornhub's changed.
Yeah, there's with like new rules and stuff. They've like taken down a lot of those videos.
Hold on, what is hamster?
Ex-hamster?
Ex-hamster.
It's just
X-ham.
like,
It's like a
a tube
porn.
site.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hold on, I want to touch on this really quick because I feel like I've been hearing this a lot lately. Do you guys not like seeing friends of yours content?
It just depends on like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes this is the kind of like sexually in general for me. Either like pretty anonymous play, or like I love you type of play. Like that gray zone in the middle where like I know you and I like you. Like I kind of lose my sexual interest.
But is that personal
in
sex
people.
or like on camera sex?
Like personal sex, but also
Yeah.
like when I'm watching porn, that's like my personal sex time. So it's like, okay, no, I don't want my friends in my
Yeah.
porn I'm watching.
Yeah, it's personal.
But yeah, not for like filming and stuff though.
I'm learning that I'm in a minority here. I like watching my friends. Not all of them, but like some of them. Like I definitely like if I'm looking through my Twitter feed and I'll see one of your videos, I'm not going to scroll past it because I'm like, those are my friends.
Oh no.
Like I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I will sometimes.
I'll watch
It's just-
I'll watch like a Twitter clip. I just
Yeah.
but sometimes, and I'm like, honest moment with the girls here is
Yes.
like I'm watching my friends perform, and I'm like, you are performing.
Performing. Gotcha.
Like
yeah.
and I've had sex with you in real life, and that's not how you are. And I'm like, what is that noise you just?
What is that?
Yeah. I'm pretty the same whether I'm performing or like just having sex.
Yeah.
I think I do the same things.
I would say that's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen your content, and you never feel like I don't feel like you're playing
It's
to
pretty
camera.
authentic.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
genuine.
had sex with you off camera. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, why would you? No. Speaking of us filming, so we did a collab recently, and it was like spoiler alert. It's It's not the same night that we did gym class.
Oh yes, you did. You did actual cake content.
Yes,
But we,
but we
like,
made
filmed
it
it
like
as if it
we're
was.
coming out of the elevator in my building. We're acting a little tipsy. We're like walking down the hallway to my apartment and like kind of giving some kisses and stuff. And then we get inside. And we're
Nick
like,
Fit lives in
we're
your
like,
building and walks down the
hall. So we see him in the hallway. We're like, hi. And then
Wait, was that part of it?
No.
Oh, it was just
It
by
was just
accident.
like-
Oh my
just
god,
like-
that's so funny.
This like embarrassing moment of Nick watching us like get filmed walking drunk down the hall.
Yeah, I know. And we had to like, and it was like pretty early too.
Yeah.
It was like because so we had to wait. I remember we had to wait for the sun to go down, so it looked dark enough outside
Wow.
for it to be like 2 a.m, and I had to hide any clock. That
Oh my
said what
God.
time it was.
Production, yo.
Yeah, I know, continuity. So we get in, and I had some like little cupcakes. I was like, I want more cake, and like so we put candles in the cake and we feed them to each other and like blow the candles out. And
So are you gonna start the video with the video from gym class and being like, and then the title card is like
But
later
it's
that
in a
night?
public place.
Oh,
And
okay,
there's all those
okay.
people that we can't tag.
Sure.
I will say
That's so funny.
I will remember that video every single day because I chipped my tooth making out with Cole.
In the hallway.
In the hallway.
Oh, shit. I thought you
When
meant
we're, like,
at gym
walking,
class.
When we're like walking, when we're walking down the hallway and we like kiss and our teeth.
Oh no! And you chipped a
chipped a
tooth?
I had this little, from my front tooth, it did a little thing.
So you had it fixed.
No.
Oh, it's still a little chipped?
It's just a very little chip.
Wow.
My veneers
I
are
told you,
strong.
It's those
The
teeth.
most, I'm telling you, the obscure injury. I'm on camera right now showing you like this and a chipped tooth. I'm like,
You're a mess, girl.
someone
You're
just
a
take care of
mess.
me, please. I'm not fit for life.
Astrid will do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
My dog. Oh my god.
All right. So let me ask this: when did you become what you would consider a public figure? Because I feel like Brogan was kind of an entity of its own on Instagram first. Yes.
Yeah.
How did that all become? How did the name come about? How did like
My name was like my fraternity nickname from college.
Brogan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
it's a good name.
So it was just like my Instagram handle. It was never meant to be like my fraternity brothers called me it.
Yeah.
But no one else did. And then I moved to New York and started like go-go dancing and getting into nightlife and all this stuff. And that's just like what people called me around New York for the most part.
Uh-huh.
And then when I started OnlyFans, I was like, well, it doesn't make sense to make up a new name.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. No.
that's what I do. Yeah.
So when did that start though? Like when did you move to New York? Let me ask that first.
What was it, like 2015? Maybe?
Okay.
Maybe that's right. Don't fact check that. But
And
You
you
were there
time.
till COVID, or
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And you immediately got into like go-go dancing, and so you became kind of a known figure in the gay community there.
I got into mostly, honestly, I just made friends with all the drag queens, and I was like the little drag queens, little like
You're a drag slut.
yeah. I just like,
Aw.
especially like Madeline Hatter in New York. I would just like go to her with go with her to every gig and just like sit in the back room with her while she got ready and whatever, and help her with anything she needed. And so then I just started like meeting people at bars and getting into like promoting some events and stuff like that. And then eventually I just wanted to like, I'm like, yeah, I think I wanna dance. I wanna like strip off all my clothes and
Yeah.
Did you do Sean Cody first as your first studio stuff?
yeah, literally the day. Remember like all the drama when OnlyFans was like, we're not gonna let
Yeah.
sex happen anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that day I was having like a freak out because it's my only income.
Yeah.
And Sean Cody contacted me about doing studio work with them. I was like, yep, that sounds great. Thanks.
Are they the only studio you've worked for?
At that time, yeah. I mean, now I feel like I've gotten around.
You've done like
but
Falcon, Naked
Raging
Sword.
Stallion. Yeah. Lately, I've been filming with Kink more often.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
What has your experience with studios been like, as opposed to like making your own stuff?
I mean, some have been really great.
Okay.
I do like being able to just like show up, do my job, and take a paycheck home, and
Yes.
not like the hustle and grind. I'm really bad at like the social media promotion and stuff like that of OnlyFans. I don't enjoy it. It's like I don't like being on my phone all day. I want to be like experiencing things with people and spending time with people.
Right.
Making things with Legos.
Yeah, building Lego. real things like my Lego buildings, my Lego plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. And so I don't love that part of it. So I do like being able to do that, but I don't know. I recently told my agent not to accept any more scenes from a certain studio because I just had such an awful time with them. And it's been, like consistently, like I felt like consistently they're pretty like disrespectful, but then like this last scene I did with them was like, oh, like every step of the way you said fuck Brogan, like we don't care. And so
Can you tell us a little? I mean, you don't have to tell us what studio it is, but can you tell us what?
Yeah, since you're not accepting scenes from them.
Yeah, no.
Well, you don't have to tell us what the studio is. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I am curious what consisted of a bad day on set for Brogan.
They like booked all the models in a house and then gave everyone a bed except for me. So after it was in Palm Springs, so the night after I filmed, they wanted me to drive back to LA and not give me a place to stay.
What?
And I like reached out and asked about it. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just don't have room. Like, you know, can you find someone else to stay with or something like that?"
Huh.
And then they redid the rooming assignments.
Okay.
And there was like an open queen bed on the next one. And they still didn't give me a bed to stay in.
Huh.
And then it turned out that the reason that the beds were full is they were doing like a content creator collab day after the movie was done filming.
Okay.
And they were just giving people who like weren't actually filming while I was there. They were giving them just like a room, like so they could like have a free week in Palm Springs while I actually was like working. But then on set too, there was a big thing about like I have a scar on my ass from a surgery I had, and I filmed 20 scenes with this scar on my ass. It's never been an issue, and like I'm like ass up in the first position, like ready to go, and like we're filming, everyone's in there, cameras rolling, and it like becomes a big freak out moment of like, oh stop, I can see Brogan's scar, we need makeup in here, like we need to cover up Brogan's. It just made me feel
Who did that? Like the director or something? That's weird.
And it just made me feel so like gross. I'm like, dude, I'm like naked ass up and the camera is rolling. Like we could not have done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was some other stuff too. It was just like every step along the way, like from like the lead up to the scene, what happened the day of, like everything was just like, okay, yeah, no, I'm just.
And your scar looks like a birthmark. It's like it's like
I thought it was a birthmark.
scar.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some other stuff, but
From one scarred person to another,
without totally giving away which scene and which studio this was, I don't want to share any more about some of this stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just decided, like, you know, with studios, like, listen, there's always other models they can hire. So I think if someone decides they don't want to film with them, like, it doesn't really affect the studios that much. But like a couple really bad days on set like does affect us, I think.
For sure.
And I was just like, I got to the point, I left that scene and was just like, dude, it's not worth feeling the way I feel today. Like there are studios like work like filming for kink men, for example, where like I feel so taken care of and so like respected and valued when I'm on those scenes that I'm like, now that I've been filming with them and know how that feels, I'm like, oh no, I can't deal with that opposite end of how you're treated anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd rather just focus on doing the social media promotion and hustling on OnlyFans and like doing that, and then like filming with studios that I really love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has your kink is, you said, the most recent one that you started working for?
Yeah, just the last couple of months I've done a few scenes with them.
What has that been like? Have you mostly been a sub, or have you been doing dom stuff?
My first scene in, I came in as a sub.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, you're way bigger than we thought, we need you to come back as a dom.
Really? It was about your size?
Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing. When I started porn, and for most of my life, I was just a bottom. Mm-hmm. I no longer really feel that way. Like I love topping.
Thank God.
I love. And honestly, what it was when I got my dick pierced, I like suddenly when I had my dick piercing, my dick became so much more sensitive. I was like, I now understand why people want to do this. But the problem was no one would let me fuck them because I had a dick piercing, and it wasn't a Prince Albert. I had a Frenum, which is just like a barbell through the bottom side of your shaft.
Sure.
So it's like a horizontal barbell going into a hole.
Is it still there?
No, I accidentally left it out too long and it closed up now.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, now I understand. Like my dick is so much more sensitive. Now I like have this whole new world of sexual experiences that I want to do.
So it stayed sensitive post.
Yeah, but also
up.
I just think I started like mentally like I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just get older, and I don't know. As you get older, like people start to interact with you a little differently. You get, like, and you start to be attracted to guys that maybe you wouldn't have been attracted to 10 years ago. And,
Yes, we talked about that kind of last episode. How our taste kind of changes as we get older. Youth becomes a little more attractive as you get older.
yeah, I've been like my last two boyfriends were like 13 years older than me and 8 years older than me.
Okay.
And I've been like definitely not dating, but I've been fucking this like 25-year-old for the last like 2 months. And I'm like, it's the first person who's like that much younger than me that I've ever considered like hooking up with. And we've been hooking up like nonstop.
When I met you actually at Pan Pacific, that was the thing that I remember you saying that I thought was so funny, because first of all, you showed up with your like top daddy boyfriend at the time.
What was this?
This was like in 2020. At the park. And some, I think Boomer said something about what a big bottom you are. Yeah. And you were like, I play a fine top in my social media. Thank you very much. And I was like,
I played the part, but now I'm like, okay, no, I actually like this.
Yes, no. I've experienced you in both positions and you're fantastic.
But now like everyone who knew me as like a big old bottom, like hits me up and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
today.
no thanks.
No, I don't want to get in the shower. No, I don't. No, I would like to eat today. Thank you.
I had a good time with you just stopping me.
Thanks. Can you like, post this on social media? Can you tell everyone how great of a top I am, please?
Will do.
I'll hit bottoms up to be like, oh, you're so hot, but we're both bottoms. I'm like, no, we're not. It's not true.
I mean, I don't feel like. Why would anyone say that?
If somebody is telling me that they want to top me, I'd be like, who am I to doubt them?
It's if people have only
especially
seen,
a performer.
If people have only seen my porn from like when that's all I did, because there was like a couple years where that's all I did.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like
Okay.
So I get it.
I mean,
it's a rebrand.
I guess so, but I guess maybe that's why, because I feel like I've gotten to know you more in the last year. I see you very much as like a almost verse top kind of like is what you give me.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
I put that on my Grindr profile for a minute, and I got so much shit from people who didn't believe it, so I just put back to versatile.
Wait, really? Oh my god. People need to relax and mind their own business. I mean, hell, one of my favorite
and allow someone to change and grow.
Or like,
come
find out.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite scenes you and I have done a few scenes together. And one of my favorite ones is where we DP Emil Jameson. And you're very fun to look at during sex.
When you're sharing a hole.
All that. Yeah. Very, very fun time. So what is next for Brogan? What's going on these days? What's coming up for you?
I don't know. I feel like right now I'm just like, right now I feel like I'm so eager just to get back to filming, because obviously with this I'm like not.
Has it been a minute?
It's been like
since me.
Well, you're probably the only person I've filmed with in probably like 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like getting to the point where I'm like, I need to get back to fucking. Like,
were you filming? I mean, I'm like a film once to twice to 3 times a month person. Yeah. Are you more of like some people will film like 4 times a week?
I go in spurts.
Sure.
I go in spurts. Like I'll film 5 scenes in a week, and then I'll go 2-3 weeks without filming. And just kind of like, I don't like filming just for the sake of filming.
Okay.
Right? Like I would, like if there's someone I want to have sex with and I want to film with them, and they're in town, so it's like the only chance I'm gonna get. Like yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
The like spending my whole day like, I need to find a bottom or I need to find a top. Like who's available? I see some people like tweet that kind of stuff.
I haven't done that in a while.
And I'm like, I would rather. The only way I think I can continue to like survive mentally doing this is like to just have sex that I want, and if there's a camera, great, but like I'm just kind of over having sex I don't want to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I've been like that for a while too.
Like
I guess
what?
I'm just good at like planning the collabs that I want to.
Yeah.
You're a schedule queen. You're really good at that.
But
I'm
also,
terrible at that.
I have to schedule because I don't like stationary cameras, so I need a cameraman too, and I have
yes.
to. I can't just always throw that on them and be like,
Yeah.
"Come over now."
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
See,
Right.
I do prefer just using stationary cameras, but I know like with a cameraman you can get some much hotter angles
Yeah.
and
Yes.
movements and stuff
Right.
like
And the
that. So it's
editing's a million times
like,
easier.
Yeah, because you don't have to do it.
But even if I have to edit a one camera thing that was moving around,
Single camera is a lot easier to edit
I will
than
say,
multiple.
That's other than like the popper baiting stuff. I will jack off to my own videos while I edit them. And like reliving if it's a scene that I really love.
Oh, for sure.
Like if I'm like I'll be excited to like go back and rewatch that video.
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah.
I will take my time.
Some are forgettable, like and then some you're like, ooh, yeah, this was fun to do.
I just think too, there's so many videos that I've said yes to just to get content, and I really wasn't super into it, and that comes across on the video.
You think?
I think so, and I just never post them. Like if the other person wants to post them, I will, but I just don't want to post videos that I know
you weren't there.
I was like
for.
being really inauthentic for.
Oh, what does that look like? Can you?
Yeah,
kinda
Sorry,
explain?
I'm
your-
sorry if those
curious.
people are listening.
I'm curious if like what you
If
notice
someone
as
didn't
you
post
watch.
one of my things, I would never know.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't know either. But I don't know. I just feel like when I'm loving it, like I just feel like you can tell. Like I just get really like kind of piggy and animalistic. I want to smell you. I want to like lick and like I want a full sensory experience.
So when you're like phoning it in, what does that look like?
I don't know. Like okay, I'm sucking a dick now, and now you're eating my ass.
just, like,
and now
very,
it's just like
Mechanical.
Check the boxes.
Yeah.
This position 1, position 2.
Sure.
Come shot.
Yeah. Right.
That's the other thing. That is the thing with stationary cameras, though, that I think can be frustrating is if the person you're filming with, especially, is like, okay, now I have to move the camera and get this angle. And then, like, you never get to like get into having a connection or like chemistry for it to come across. I'm like, okay, I'll just stand here. You do what you want to do.
Yeah,
and I'll keep my boner.
That's what
for a
I hate
minute.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to wrap up. Did you have anything further? Not really?
I don't have all my questions that I
right.
used to have,
We'll
but
keep them
I
for
will
later.
ask you what in order of importance
Oh God, not this one.
in scene partners or guys in general, face, body, dick, put them in order. What of like first one most important, third one least important.
Body last,
Body last.
Body last.
to an extent.
Body is least
Probably-
important, is
Probably
what you're saying.
dick, face, body.
Dick first, then face, then body.
Yeah, or ass.
Well, ass
Depending
is-
on what the
Oh, maybe I should ass be a fourth thing in there.
I mean, we
If
always
dick
say
is
that
one
like
thing-
ass is part of the body, like because but like so you're saying dick is most important, like
if
that.
I'm bottoming or if I
Okay, so you like a big one.
well, I don't know. I mean,
You just have to like the dick.
historically yes, but in my recent days, I'm like, oh, I'm like start stressing out about that the day before, and I'm like, okay, I have to stop eating now.
If it's too big.
You've changed, Brogan.
I know, I'm no fun anymore.
I beg to differ. All right. Cool. Well, I have nothing further. We've got to wrap up, I think.
Nothing further, Your
Nothing
Honor.
further. Brogan, thank you so much for joining us.
guys.
You guys can look up Brogan. We have his X up there, Brogan X. And that's it from me. We love you, Brogan. Thank you for joining us.
you guys.
And thank you guys for watching and listening at home. I'm Adam Ramzi.
I'm Cole Connor.
This has been Sorry for Asking. Bye.
This has been Sorry for Asking. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, stay sexy.